Hello everybody, and welcome to another Ravnica Allegiance Draft here on the channel. If you are watching this on YouTube, welcome. And before I begin, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who hits that thumbs up button, all of my subscribers, everyone who leaves a comment. You guys are all wonderful, and I truly appreciate all of the support and positivity that you create on my channel. And if you do enjoy the video, be sure to do all of those things. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment. It's always appreciated, and I really do enjoy interacting with all of you. And yeah, let's enjoy the match. I think for this draft, we're going to try some unique strategies, potentially, so this is going to be a good one. The two strategies I'm looking towards are playing potentially mono-white, because I think that could be a really cool deck, or maybe just playing, like trying out some cards that I haven't gotten to play with, like Goblin Gathering or something like that, but we'll see what presents itself. Okie doke. So looking at this pack, Warrant Warden is a very effective card. Because it's so flexible. You can play it in a mono-white deck. Not mono-white. You can play it in a white-black deck. Putting an attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library is just a pretty fine effect. And then if you are playing a blue deck, Warden is really nice. 5 mana, 4/4 flying. Vigilance token is like a Sarah Angel. So that's a really very good card. Basilica Bellhunt's also good, but it's not as flexible as Warrant, so I don't really think I'm going to take it here. Gate Colossus is a really strong card. Yeah, Gate Colossus is very flexible as well. It goes into a lot of the more controlling archetypes, the ones that I prefer. I just had an idea. If this video gets to 50 thumbs up, I will try an off-the-wall strategy in my next video. So if you want to see an off-the-wall strategy, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Also, if you just want to support the channel, be sure to hit the thumbs up. But yeah, I'll try an off-the-wall strategy next draft, potentially. Okay, Warrant, Gate Colossus. I think both of those are like comparable to Bellhunt, so we're not going to take the really difficult to cast card. Bellhunt's just a little bit better than Grasping Throw, so we're not going to take that. Savage Smash is good, but it's not as good as these two cards, and those are the only real choices. I think that we're going to go with Warrant Warden. I just think it's a very strong card, and it's a lot of the time going to be cheaper than Gate Colossus, so, and I really do like flyers in this format, so we're going to start with the flexible card. And ooh, Hero of Precinct One. We could end up with a sweet multicolor deck. This is not the Goblin Gathering draft, but there's also a high alert. But I think we're just gonna take the Hero of Precinct One and try to draft a sweet blue-white gold card deck. That would be awesome. Hero of Precinct One doesn't need to have all that many multicolored spells for it to be pretty good, and we do have a pretty good one already. So let's try that out. Ooh, we could go into Bant colors, Gatebreaker Ram. That would incentivize us to play more multicolored cards. Another consideration that I think is it's one of those things that you learn as you play the format is to take the Grotesque Demise and move into Esper. Esper is one of those color combinations that really does work well together. The cards just have really nice natural synergy. And I think the synergy is just a little bit higher than playing Bant cards. Yeah, I think I am just going to take the Grotesque Demise. Other strong cards, Frenzied Errangs. We could just completely abandon these cards, but I do want to try them out, so I think we're going to take the There's a Gatebreaker Ram. Ram is so good in this MTG Arena draft thing, because you can usually get late gates and stuff. I haven't played Bant yet. I'm not sure how good it is, because there's not really as much crossover. The reason Esper is a really nice combination is because there's white-black cards and there's blue-white cards. With Bant, you get the blue-white cards, but there's no green-white. I guess you get blue-green cards. But like cards like Aeromunculus don't work as well in that type of strategy, and neither does like Adaptive Biomancy. The Simic cards don't have as much overlap as like for controlling strategy. I think we're going to take the Grotesque Demise. We'd rather be a kind of Esper-ish deck, I think. And on that note, we'll take a Syndicate Messenger here. It's a pretty controlling card. Like, it's a pretty defensive card. It's a nice flyer. I really do enjoy it. Clamor Shaman is quite nice. We could maybe just like abandon our first couple picks. Maybe play like something kind of unique. I do think there might be a deck that just abuses the fact that the bots will never take Hazard Officer type stuff. You can just wheel those, get them super late, I think. But for now, I think we'll just take Syndicate Messenger. I think that these controlling strategies are very, very strong on Arena. I think if you just need to have a plan for the late game, and flyers are generally like the best plan. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I'm a little bit lower on Code of Constraint than I was when the format started. 3 mana to kind of not do a ton is not great. it works really nicely with Dovin's Acuity, which we could definitely see a copy of. So I'm not going to just completely dismiss it. I think it's probably the best card in this pack. Fairy Duelist is a card that I'd much prefer to play out of the sideboard. I'm not a huge fan of main decking it. There's another Caracal, but we're not playing that type of deck. And then Exposed to Daylight will probably wheel. Viscopa Vampire is a card that you can play one of, but you don't really need to prioritize it. We're going to take the... This is also much better in a tempo deck. We don't really want this in our deck, I don't think. It's kind of like a befuddle a lot of the time. Let's just take the Vampire. We do want to have access to one copy, and it works well with Hero of Precinct One. Okay, now an easy Twilight Panther. I really have grown on this card. Death Touch is just disgusting in this format. It's really, really annoying. It can oftentimes just chip in for damage or hold back their 6-drops and stuff like that. Rhythm of the Wild's fine, but we've kind of committed to our path, as they say. Okay, Swirling Torrent is a card that I do not like in this type of deck. I did try it one time, and it was not great. I'm not a huge fan of Thought Collapse. I just don't like playing counter spells in limited. 3-mana counters are just really slow. So yeah. the two cards, the mono white cards. Clear the Mind is kind of cute, but not really where I want to be. Maybe I should take that over Junk Troller though. We're not going to be a Swirling Torrent deck if we're playing 3 colors. Prowling Caracal, maybe we'll need a 2-drop, but I think we can get one of those later. I think we'll take a Clear the Mind for the sideboard. And now there's another Prowling Caracal. An Arrestor Zeal. I think we'll take a Screaming Shield for the sideboard. I do like Screaming Shield against other controlling decks. Maybe that could be our sideboard plan. We bring in a Clear the Mind and a Screaming Shield and just deck certain opponents. This isn't going to really be an Arrestor Zeal deck. There's second Clear the Mind, but we're just going to take Carrion Imp, I think. We're kind of black-white splashing blue for the Warden part. So we can afford to take the Carrion Imp here. I do think Carrion Imp is, or we could be blue-white splash black, but either way, I think Carrion Imp is going to be pretty nice in this type of deck. The life gain's nice. You can sometimes exile like a Gate Colossus or something like that. Ooh, High Alert came back. What does it work with? It works with that, works with that, doesn't work with that. That kind of works with that, I guess. I think it's a little bit higher upside to take the High Alert than to take the Twilight Panther. We could just be a full-on mill deck and take Persistent Petitioners, but I'm not really digging that option. High Alert or Panther is the question. I haven't been a huge fan of High Alert, but I don't like running too many Panthers, so we'll just take it. I mean, High Alert's still a good card. They're in the right deck. Just another Screaming Shield. I don't think we're going to dedicate to straight-up mill. We have enough. I think that's just a very unreliable win condition. It's just too slow. We're just going to take an Exposed to Daylight here. Ooh, or we could take a Blade Brand's probably the pick. I will get an Exposed to Daylight at some point. We do want to have access to at least one Blade Brand. Kind of punished. Maybe we'll take Prying Eyes. Just have that extra card drop for potentially late game situations. I'm not a huge fan of this card, but I don't think you want too many Blade Brands because it does spin your wheels a little bit in a lot of situations. And now we'll take a Fairy Duelist for the sideboard. We'll get an Exposed to Daylight later, I'm pretty confident. And the Hazda Officer last. Ooh, okay, I am a fan of Immolation Shaman. I think Immolation Shaman's quite strong, but we're not playing red, so obviously we're not taking it. Azorius Skyguard is a card that I do not like. It's just too expensive. Like, you pay 6 mana, and then they just almost always can just kill it. There are some games where it sticks into play for a couple turns, but it's really hard to even like reliably make good blocks when you have this in play because it's so easy to kill. So your opponent, all their creatures are shrunk, and so you block as if the creatures are going to stay shrunk, and then they just kill it like with a grotesque demise, and you're like, well, I guess I lose. Syndicate Guildmage is quite strong. It's just a nice like late game win condition if you have a board stall. I am looking like I'm going to be black-white base, and then just having some blue stuff. So like Syndicate Guildmage will be relatively easy to cast. So I think that's going to be my pick here, and then hopefully like a guild, I can maybe wheel the Guild Gate since this is Arena. Maybe send a Courier, come back, and I can like sideboard that in sometimes. But I do think Syndicate Guildmage is a pick here. And now Gate Colossus is probably going to be my pick. It's just going to be a nice win condition, and I am going to want to prioritize some gates to fix my mana potentially. Though I could just take a Grasping Thrill here and then just not really care about the gates. And this does work with Hero of Precinct One. Hello, Julio Martini. There's also an Oligarch. Yeah, maybe I just take the Grasping Thrill. I have been a huge fan of Grasping Thrill, and I don't have any gates right now to enable the Colossus. I'm just going to take the Grasping Thrill. Grasping Throw is just going to be a very reliable win condition. Oh yeah, a third pick Mortify in pack 2. Sign me up. Yeah, there's not really anything to talk about in this pack. Mortify is disgusting and on color and a gold card for hero. Huh. Okay, this is a little bit more interesting. There's a Sphinx, but we're not like going to splash a double colored card. I think I'm just going to take the Noxious Grudion. As I've been saying, Death Touch is pretty great in this format. There's also a carry on it, but I'd much rather just get a 3-drop creature. I only have one 3-drop creature right now. Okie doke. This pack doesn't have anything I'm looking for. There's an Ill-Gotten Inheritance that is not going to be good in this type of deck because this deck is slower, and slow decks don't need another extra slow card. I think Ill-Gotten Inheritance is only playable if it's your most expensive card. That's like my benchmark, pretty much. If you only have, your curve ends before 4, then you can maybe play Ill-Gotten Inheritance. But I think people vastly overplay this card. I think I'm just gonna take the Azorius Locket. I might need the fixing because I haven't really been getting gates. Ooh, Dovin's Acuity. How many instants do I have? 1, 2, 3. I only have 3, but I think we can get there on it. It's still relatively early, and there's nothing else for me here. Dovin's Acuity, definitely a card that can be very solid. Law Mage's Binding is one of those cards that is really nice to splash, so I am going to take that here. So we have like 3 blue cards now, and now we get this gate. We're not going to take a Chillbringer because we just need to make sure we can play all of our blue cards we already have. We did wheel the Azorius Guild Gate, which was the ideal scenario. And another Guild Gate over Twilight Panther and Grudion, I think. Getting 3 gates in a row is really nice for our mana. And we already have a Twilight Panther and a Grudion. We already have a couple of removal spells. We have 3 removal spells, I think. So we don't need to prioritize a pretty bad removal spell, like relative to other things. So I think we are just going to take the gate. And now another Grotesque Carrion Imp. Things are really looking up here. I'm really not a fan of Quench, especially in a control deck, because you are going to make the game go late, and then this card's a horrible top deck. We're just going to take another Carrion Imp here. And we'll take the 2-drop. Maybe we'll side it in for certain matchups, but I highly doubt it. And then Shimmer in case we open an Absurd Bomb. Okay, this is a pretty nice removal spell, but not really what we're looking for in our Esper deck. So we have 3 gates. We don't really need to prioritize the Orzhov Guild Gate because it might wheel anyway. Archway Angel could be a really nice way to just stabilize against more aggressive strategies. It's between that and the gate for me. We actually got a pretty good number of gold cards for hero. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's also a really sweet combo with Dovin's Acuity. Okay, it's between this and the gate. We already have 17 playables. A decent amount of life gain from the Carrion Imps and Grasping Throw and the Viscopa Vampire. Yeah, I don't think we'll need that. We'll just take the gate. And Senate Guild Mage is incredible. It can gain you life. It can loot you through your deck. Overall, a very strong card. Comparing that to Law Mage's Binding, though, makes it kind of tricky. So, how many removal spells do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. 3 removal spells. I think... How many creatures do we have? 1, 2... This kind of creature. 3, 4... 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 creatures. This is also a little bit harder because we're probably doing the splashing of blue. I think we'll take the Law Mage's Binding. This card gets a lot worse when you can't cast it on turn 2 reliably. Dev Rebels would probably not be great in this deck anyway because we don't have a ton of creatures, white creatures, a ton of creatures. Basilica Bellhaunt probably gonna be my pick here. More life gain, more value, and just a very strong creature overall. There's also another gate, but it looks like we're gonna be able to get there on our mana base. We already have 4 gates, so I'm just gonna take the Bellhaunt, the most powerful card. Okay, looking at this pack, not really a huge fan of Chillbringer in this deck because we don't really need any more flyers to win the game. We already have 3, 4, 5 flyers, so that's probably just how we're going to win. We're just going to hit them with miscellaneous flyers. We have 6 flyers. Summary Judgment is probably just going to be my pick. I like having removal spells, and this one's a pretty efficient one. Viscopa Vampire, we already have one. We don't really want a second one. It usually gets sideboarded out fairly frequently. And then there's the Orzhov Racketeers, which is a card that I don't think is super great because 5 mana for a 3/2 is just not big enough. More removal is always good, pretty much. Okay, this pick's a little bit interesting. Resolute Watchdog and Dodori's Guildgate are kind of spicy. I don't think we want Skatewing Spy in this deck. We don't really have any +1/+1 counter synergy with it, and we already have a lot of 2/3 flyers. We already have a lot of 4 mana 2/3s. I like the Watchdog and I like the Gate. I'm actually leaning towards the Gate because we're getting to the point where we might not need to play a single basic island in this deck, which would be really nice. We have 4 blue cards, and we have like 5 blue sources. So like, we might just not have to play a basic island, which would make it really nice. Thank you so much, Frank J. Williams 78 for the follow. Oh my gosh, I really hope I made sure to change the like audio settings for the viewers before the stream started because I remember like someone told me that the audio was too loud, but I forgot to change my audio. So I just jumped out of my skin. I was like, ah! Oh, that's hysterical. Thank you so much for the follow, dude. I appreciate it. So here I'm choosing between the Gate and the Watchdog. I'm just gonna take the Gate. I almost always will take the land in that type of situation. Okay, now let's see if Dead Rebels is more appealing to us. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 creatures. Definitely not taking this in an 11 creature deck. You really need to be able to get 2 creatures back pretty early. It was loud. Okay. Let's do this. Whew. Yeah, sorry if it startled viewers too. We're going to take the Syndicate Messenger. I love Syndicate Messenger. It's just so good. And now we can maybe just take a Slime Bind, more kind of removal, but we aren't really in the market for that type of card. We'll take it anyway. We don't really need it because we already have a lot of removal and our mana isn't all that good, but ooh. Oh, not bad loud. So we'll go to, it was at -10 before, so we'll go to -15.1. Okay. We're going to take the Pose Deploy. The Pose Deploy is just a very strong card. It works nicely with Dovin's Acuity, and you can cast it without blue mana. Archway Angel came back. Let's go. Living the dream. Okay, and now we'll probably take Dead Rebels. We'll maybe side it in for certain matchups. Worth it to see me jump. Oh man, that's an evil thing to say. We only have 2 2-drops and a 1/1 drop, but you don't really need to have all that many good early things, all that many early plays. We're just gonna take the Dead Rebels. We will take the Caracal now. We do want to just have another 2-drop. Having only 2 2-drops is kind of risky. We just want to have like 4 early plays at the minimum. We already have a Locket. We don't really need Sphinx's Insight because we already have a decent amount of value plays like Dovin's Acuity, plus a ton of gold cards, and for the hero, and we have a decent number of instants for it as well. So we're just going to take the Prowling Caracal. And now we'll take a Viscopa Vampire. Get that Watchdog. Watchdog coming back is so good for us. And now we get another Blade Brand. Wow. Okay, our deck is great. Deck is definitely great. Oh, okay. We might play I forgot we had a Fairy Duelist. Maybe we'll play that over the thing with our deck, Frank J. Williams, is we don't really care about attacking, so having a 3/1 is just a better blocker. And also, I know people hate on 3/1s, but I actually don't mind 3/1s because they can block 4-drops a lot of the time, which is kind of nice. Getting Watchdog back means that I probably don't have to play it, and I'll probably play Fairy Duelist over it anyway. We have enough early game stuff. I'm not sure if we want Blade Brand. We'll cut it for now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 gates, so Archway Angel is going to be pretty good. What the? My man, I'm going to have to do my own mana base fixing. I do have a High Alert too. 1, 2. How many creatures do I have that would benefit from a high alert? I don't really like to build around high alert. Like all my 2/3s become 3/3s, which is not really worth playing high alert. Anything over order, I agree. This is a great pool. I mean, this is why I stream, because I almost always have a great pool. Not to brag, but I mean that was kind of bragging. We do have a lot of 4-drops. We have 6 4-drops, 1 5 and 1 6. Don't want 2 Viscopa Vampires in the main, even though it does work with Hero and gives me some nice life gain. I like just running one of those. Dovin Security might not look insane in this deck, but it's still going to be pretty good. I have like 5 instants. Okay, let's just look at my color requirements. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue cards. Can I get away with just 5 blue sources then? These ones can be cast without blue mana. So, yeah, I think I can get away with 5 blue sources. Because that means I can maximize my odds of casting Basilica Bellhaunt on turn 3 and this guy on turn 2. Maybe 1 island. What? Give me an island. Okay. Okay, we'll run 1 island. How many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white sources. We have a lot. We need more white sources. 4, 5, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13, 17. Yeah, I think the 1 island is going to make it much easier, because we do have, like, we would like to cast them early on and stuff like that. So there's 17 lands. We have 1, 5, 9 white sources, 8 black sources. How do we have less black sources than white sources? Oh, because we have more white cards. That makes sense. Okay. Oh yeah, we have a lot of white cards, especially early ones. Okay. Looking through my deck just one more time to make sure there's no, like, clunkers. Maybe, yeah, I think 4 Carrion Imps is 1 too many Carrion Imp. We'll run another 2-drop, either Fairy Duelist or Prowling Caracal. We'll run the Caracal. Our blue mana is not consistent enough to enable a 2-drop. That's why we took the Caracal. We just needed another early play. Even though we did get the Watchdog, I still like having 3 2-drops. We could play a... Bladebrand is, like, not as good because a lot of our small creatures have Death Touch already. Though giving a Hero of Precinct 1 token Death Touch seems pretty solid. Maybe we don't need Viscopa Vampire. Yeah, we don't need the we do not need the Viscopa Vampire in this deck because we do already have a lot of life gain. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways to gain life. So that's enough. So we'll play a Bladebrand over the Viscopa Vampire. Yeah, how many creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, we have enough creatures. This is going to be the build of the deck. I really hope you enjoyed the drafting portion of the video, and if you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up, and we'll try something off the wall next time. And also just, yeah, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you during the matches. Hello, everybody, and welcome to round 1. We're going to have to mulligan this with only 1 land. This is a good hand, though. Definitely bottoming extra lands, though. Let's just start with a Guild Gate, and then we'll get our Caracal into play. Sure. A lot of land, but we do have a decent number of expensive cards. We'll be fine if we can trade these off, I think. I'm not really sure, but you never know. It's like a fine trade for us, like 2-drop for 2-drop. Get our Grudion down. Ooh, the Esper Mirror. Ill-Gotten Inheritance could be good against this particular draw just because of how flooded we are, but he did kind of not do anything to affect the board that turn, which I do like. If he plays a 5-drop, we can Law Mage's Binding, top deck a 5-drop, wreck him. And I'm not really as worried because we do have a ton of life gain in this deck. That's not quite the card we want to Law Mage's Binding. That's really good for us. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That was a good trade. He traded his 4-drop for our 2-drop, for our 3-drop. Okay. Senate Griffin. Oh dear, it went on top. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's do this before we do anything else. Playing around Quench, of course. And then we will not attack, because we don't want to trade 2 damage for 3 damage. Though he strikes me as the type of player that would trade. I'm not... Oh, that's why we saved our Law Mage's Binding. Wow. That's not an attack you want to make, buddy. Because I still get to have a 1/1, and... Azorius Knight Arbiter has been really good against me. I think the card is much better than I gave it credit for initially, for sure. Oh, yes. Read it and weep, buddy. Oh, yes. Up to 25. A nice, cool 25. I'm not worried about inheritance, really. It's just too slow to matter to me. Any instant I draw is phenomenal now. He definitely has high alert in his deck. That was another nice top deck. Playing all of our lands. That just helps us if we draw cards that let us replay Dovin's Acuity. No, you monster! That's evil. Top decking like a boss. I mean, to be fair, we did have a pretty garbage opening hand, but like, yeah, we have 8 lands in play. Our opponent has like 8 lands in play. We've got a decent spell ratio here. I'm glad I don't have to play Viscope of Vampire. We're just gonna block like this. It punishes us less if he has. Maybe we want to just kill the flyer. Yeah, we're just gonna block like this. We don't want to lose this 1/1 token because it just kind of shuts down the vampire by itself. And we just take 1 extra point of damage from that. Unfortunate. Okay. Well, now that that's out of the way, we'll just eat that up. Very aggressive attack we made there. Huh. Guess it kind of baited him into attacking like this. Yeah, we'll have to keep our 3/4 back now. Oh, that was bad, auto tapper. Chipping away. If we draw an instant, like a Grotesque Demise, or if we draw our Mortify, oh yes, we get 2 tokens, and it would be glorious. Oh no, I forgot the thing wasn't tapped anymore. Wow, that was really bad. I was not paying attention at all. Well, that was awful. Holy damn, that was so bad. Might be. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, I was not paying attention at all. I was thinking about other things. Lol. Yeah, it's not going to matter if we just keep drawing lands anyway, but it could totally matter if we just start drawing spells. We have drawn way more cards than our opponent. 3 more to be precise. I just need to draw an instant. 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's say we tried to bluff that. Yeah, we'll call it a bluff attack. Attacking our 2-3 into his 3-3 for no reason. We'll trade our Watchdog for his Twilight Panther, I guess. Ooh, no attack. My turn. Okay. That's a fine draw. Get our 1-1 to shut his Caracal down. What I really want to draw is Mortify. I probably would mortify the ill-gotten inheritance at this point. We're playing these lands out in case we can like change something together with our Acuity. We are dead in 4 turns. Oh, of course. I knew that was coming. I can't even tap this thing down. So sad. Haha! That is how you like to do it. Trading our 1-3 for his 5-5. Heck yes. Don't forget to use your activated abilities. They are important. Oh, yes! Oh, yes. Okay. So we're going to gain some life. That was one of our best draws. Let's get in there. Because now if he attacks us with his 3-3, we can send in for 5. And we're hitting him for 2 with this thing. And we have unlimited tokens for blocking on the ground. Got him. And his Caracol just gets actively worse because of this high alert, so that's kind of funny. So it turns out that suiciding our creature in will not matter, hopefully. At least that's what it's looking like. Man, this was such a good draw. Send with this guy because he can't really block it. Good afternoon, Cornball. Slowly but surely grinding out our opponent. Our deck has so much life gain, it's so good. Let's just start looking at his stuff. So he has just a bunch of medium stuff. And high alert. So we want to make sure we have a removal spell for Azorius Night Arbiter. Yes! Oh, yes! We got the W, despite our awful suicide attack. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Well, Bladebrand is probably going to be good in this matchup. Because he does have a bunch of high toughness guys. Arena Pauper. I have played some Pauper on Arena, but not with the new event. I played it when you could get special promo cards from the event. Your opponent, I have a spare carry on him. We don't really need to go on the mill plan against this person. What seems bad? We don't really need Prowling Caracol. They're not super aggressive. We already have one Bladebrand. That's probably enough. If we had an enchantment removal spell, I would bring that in, but I kept saying we were going to get one almost guaranteed, and then we didn't, which was kind of funny. Let's cut the 2-drop for another Carrion Imp. Carrion Imp, Dead Rebels, Bladebrand, Prying Eyes are the ones I'm thinking about right now. Let's just go for the Prying Eyes. Yeah. We can just pull away from him with card advantage thanks to a Prying Eyes. We already have one Bladebrand. We don't really need another one. I think, yeah. Ooh. This one island coming back to haunt us. I'm sorry. I could not resist the urge to pun. It flows through me. I can show you the deck that I used, Cornball, after this match. It was pretty good. Performed well. Yeah, our hand is disgusting, especially now that we're going to go turn 4 Haunt into turn 5 Grasping Thrill. Oh, yes. If only we'd had a turn to Hero. Every card is just so disgustingly powerful in this hand. Such a good feeling. Okay, I see you. You got that high alert action. You're also on a mulligan and about to get Haunted, but no. Oh, yeah, okay. Double white, double black. I haven't updated the deck for Ravnica Allegiance yet, though, but I'm sure you could. That's funny. Ooh, he also has the Acuity. Acuity. Wow, my hand is looking really strong right now. I wish my opponent could, like, I hope my opponent can't see my hand, like, ever, like with a discard spell or something. He is color screwed. What did he discard? He discarded Swamp. Okay, he isn't color screwed. He just doesn't have a black card in his hand. Yeah, we just want to make sure we trade that off. I mean, it's going to be a 3-3 the entire game, so trading off 3-3s makes sense when we just need to draw like spells. We could have traded 3 damage for 3 damage, but I would much rather just play it safe. Because if he's trading, it usually means he has a good reason to trade damage. I don't know. Once the creatures are in play, oh, shoot. Yeah, this is why we wanted to not go too low on life. Because of this monster. Oh, that was such a sick rip. Oh my gosh. The best part about this play is that my opponent knows that I have historically made stupid attacks. So, like, that carry-on imp suicide attack in game 1 coming in clutch. Oh, yes. So we can mortify something, but we don't need to mortify anything right now. Next turn we can mortify, we play Acuity. Yeah, that's going to get the mortify. Do want to make sure we do it on our turn. We were playing for the long game, folks. The long game plays. The bluff pays off. That's called the long game bluff, boys. The long-term bluff. It's a very advanced strategy. I don't recommend you try it in your games, but the long game. I don't want to kill High Alert because it's actively hurting him right now. It's so funny. He's lost. This thing was only a 3-3, and oh man, it's so good. The bluff pays off. I'm so happy. It's so funny because normally you like would have to think like maybe he has Blade Brand or something like that, but oh man. So we're just gonna kill this thing. Get back our Acuity. Play Grindy on in the Acuity. Oh, this is disgusting. And we're fairly confident he doesn't have any instants or he would have played him during his main phase. Aw, that wasn't very nice. Order is important. Carry on. Okay, we don't have enough mana to do everything we want to do. We're gonna go carry on imp. I mean, noxious Grudion. Deploy. Oh, and he concedes. Well, despite our slight punt, that paid off. I mean, he probably would have blocked anyway, but oh man, that's hysterical. Well, we got the W, and our deck performed well, and I hope you enjoyed it and will stay with me for round 2. Hello, and welcome to round 2. We're playing our Esper control deck, keeping this great hand. Welcome, Potato Skis. Welcome. We are currently 1-0, if you just tuned in. We have our sweet Esper deck. I've been playing the Esper combinations on Arena like every time. They've been so good. Oh, that's not nice. So we can do Hero this turn, next turn, play our Gate. The turn after, play Syndicate Messenger, and then play Warden. Definitely want to make sure we get that Warden in. We don't want to trade these. Do we want to trade these? It'll make him waste his turn. We don't have a turn. We don't have a play for next turn. We're gonna get 1 token on turn 5. And this would allow him to play Blade Juggler, which we would then probably want to trade with. Let's just block. Yeah, okay. So it didn't end up paying off. Where is your motivational quote? The motivational quote doesn't really have room on this overlay because I have like follower goal and subscriber goal on there. I'm not sure if there's, like, if you see the thing, I'm not sure if there's room on the top. It might just be too distracting for a quote. We'll get the Grudion into play. We'll go Grudion, Messenger, and then if we draw... I mean, we're going to have to play this Guild Gate at some point. But I'm thinking we might just draw Plains. Oh my gosh, why is everyone playing this card? Okay, kind of punished on the hero play thing because he didn't have a Blade Juggler, it looks like. But maybe he does have Blade Juggler. We are just going to Syndicate Messenger, get that one into play first. Next turn we'll get the Carrion. So we are going to give up a little bit of power from not getting the Warden into play as soon as possible, but we are using our mana every turn, which is probably better. If he plays a Blade Juggler here, I'm going to feel pretty fine about my hero play. I think it just, in a vacuum, is probably correct. Okay. Let's just attack. If he has a 1/1, he gets a 1/1, but that's probably going to end up just being a chump blocker of some kind. And we can eat this out of his graveyard. And that's probably about what we would expect to have happen. So yeah, hero would have been pretty good in this situation, but you make your play based on what you expect the opponent to have at the time, and we expected potentially Blade Juggler, potentially like any 3-drop creature, because at that point we didn't have a Grudion. So like we were going to skip our turn 3. He was going to have 2 creatures in play, presumably, because we made him waste his turn 3. Okay. So we can attack with everything. Play Warden. Save our Blade Brand. We want to get Warden into play as soon as possible. Oh. Never mind then. Wow, that's actually annoying. I was like, why is it saying cost 6? We're just missing out on like 2 damage because he's probably going to trade those off. And now we get to Blade Brand him, so extra value. Depending on the situation, it might be better to Blade Brand during my main phase just to get another Dovin's Acuity charge. Or another use out of it. But I think killing the 2/3 is really nice because it just opens up my attacks pretty well. I have so much life gain in my deck. Ill-Gotten Inheritance is so bad against me. It's so glorious. It's like, oh, your Ill-Gotten Inheritance sucks. Okay, so he's holding up a removal spell, presumably. We are going to start with the Dovin's Acuity. Now I think we are going to use our Blade Brand. Because now it's like a 2-for-1 regardless. Get on my level, buddy. He's probably like... That is a good motivational quote. Oh, man. That is actually so sweet. Because now we get the 2-for-1 regardless. Oh, yes. And that's why we didn't play our swamp. Because now we want to get that gate down. Wow. Our opponent's probably so mad. Like, I would be pretty mad if my opponent's one of their, like, 2 cards in hand was, like, the only instant that you can possibly cast for black. Aw. Why do they always have Mortify? It's not very nice. My opponents are so mean. He forgot that I gave it Death Touch! Why? Poor opponent. That's not a block you want to make. Oh. Oh, man. I'd be... Oh, that's not great. The tilt. The tilt is real. Why is he playing main deck exposed to daylight? Oh, man. That's not very nice. Get on my level, opponent. All of my opponents are just getting massacred while they have ill-gotten inheritance in play. Just saying. Poor opponent. Putting on a clinic. That is a very kind thing to say, Frank J. Williams. Oh, gosh. I'm walking into your trap, buddy. What? What is happening? Is it Blade Juggler? Cry. Okay, I walked right into that one. Feels bad, man. Okay. You outplayed me there, opponent. Oh, man. Yeah, I should have thought of Cry a little bit. Lost a couple dudes. Wow. I can still block with it. Oh, this is great. Getting that acuity on. I find it very unlikely that I will lose this game, but you never know. Like, we're both losing 2 life a turn because he's gaining 1, I'm losing 1, and then he's losing 2. So we're net both losing a life a turn. And I have 2 removal spells in my hand and a Dovin's Acuity in play. And a 3/4 blocker and a 2/2 that has extra utility. And I have less lands in my deck. Hexproof from monocolored. That's funny. Every removal spell is multicolored pretty much. Take action. Ah, this is wonderful. So now we have multiple attackers. We're doing 4 to him a turn. Even if I didn't have Law Mage's Binding, I could just tap that every turn. We'll attack first, just in case. I kind of wish we'd drawn a plains, because it's a little bit awkward. Yeah, that's the thing. People are always like in the comment section of my videos, like talking about how I don't take cards like Gate Colossus as highly as they would and things like that, but you really don't need them. See, like in this position, I've just kind of like grinded out my opponent. He doesn't have anything going on, and it doesn't really matter what I win with at this point. Might as well tap it in case he has another repose. I mean, expose. Yeah, true. Is Prowling Caracol going to do some nice work? Help me finish him off? I mean, I could totally still lose this game. There are, like, draws my opponent could have that wreck me. But I'm just pretty favored at this point. Like, another Cry of the Carnarium would kind of get me. Wow. Oh, that's brutal for my opponent. Just going to take the value where we can get it. The F6 value. Oh, yes. We just want to be able to, like, I don't know. I could have probably just attacked with this guy. I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm holding up the activated ability. It's kind of just like no reason not to, and I can just kind of play around the Sphinx, like getting untapped for some reason. We're over 20 life. And we've got 12 lands in play to my opponent's 9. He has to activate this thing now. Or in response to my Syndicate Guild Mage. Yeah. Boom, we got that W. Heck yes, boys. Heck yes. Okay, Prowling Caracol, not necessary. It's going to be pretty bad in this matchup. Prying Eyes seems like it'll be pretty nice. Vampire seems garbage. Maybe another Carrion Imp would be nice, but I already have 2 of them, so let's just make that nice change. Make our deck more slow and grindy and stuff like that. This is a fine hand. Let's get our gate into play on turn 1. In case we draw Dovin's Acuity or something like that. We don't really need to get this into play on turn 2. We don't have like Blade Jugglers to enable. So I think we are just going to play the gate here. Because now next turn we can go... And we wanted to play the Orzhov so we could play Syndicate Guildmage plus a gate. And then get Basilica Bellhaunt into play as soon as possible. And our Syndicate Messengers and stuff like that. Sure, Forbidding Spirit's fine. So we have double white, now double black. And this guy's bigger than his 3/3, which is nice for us. Definitely no attacks. I can't even afford to pay for attacking. Opponent making some decisions. We're going to just get our Syndicate Messenger into play next turn, presumably. Oh my gosh. Sky Tether is a card that you probably want to side out. I don't know how my opponent's planning on winning the game, but the fact that he's just constantly giving me like easy blockers so that his ground creatures will literally never get through can't possibly be correct. Like, yeah. This is a classic case of Sky Tether's not meant for every deck, and it seems like it's not a great fit for what my opponent's doing. And as I've always said, flyers are bae. Oh my gosh. What? He used it to kill one creature. I guess this creature's pretty good, but still. Important to keep in mind, he is a little bit mana screwed. So we're going to play this. We're going to deploy. Just want to get a bunch of flyers out there, especially now that he's used his sweeper. So he has all spells in hand, but so do we. Oh, baited and outsmarted. Please attack. You literally just... Ah! Okay, I mean, I've done that before too, so I'm not going to be too harsh on this guy, but... My guy's just sitting there like... Come on, man. So, yeah, I wasn't going to play around Double Cry, but... We're still in great shape. Sure thing, bud. Yeah, I'm at 30 life, bud. I'm really not worried about a card that literally only cares about life totals. If you are watching this video, please, I beg of you, stop playing Ill-Gotten Inheritance in Orzhov. Yeah, Potato Skis. Remember yesterday that guy, or 2 days ago, that guy had Double Cry as well? That was just like, it's just odd. Wow, no life gain from the Carrion Imp. That's so sad, because all my guys are in exile. And all of his guys are in exile. And this guy's just sitting there. Sure. Yeah, Skytooth is actually like a fine card in this format if you're playing an Azorius deck or a deck that's going to win in the air. Like, my deck is going to win in the air a lot of the time. Attack me, opponent. Make my day. I'm going to gain 8 life next turn. I think you need to have a game plan that uses Skytether well. So, for example, if your deck has like 6 flyers in it, then you don't care. Then you want to be able to, and then you can kill like their Sorrowform hybrid that has been adapted for like 1 mana essentially. Oh, that was a punt. I should not have played that land. Oh, that was such a punt. Now if he has a Basilica Bell Haunt of his own, I just get max punished, losing my summary judgment. Aw. Not cool, bro. Sitting at a nice, cool, crisp 35 life. We're not planning on mortifying this Skytether, so we'll just block. He's basically getting 2 for 1. He got 3 for 1 by his own Skytether, so. I did not add Dead Rebels to the deck. I only have like 11 creatures. Like, I have a couple of spells that make creatures, but I don't actually have all that many creatures. Dead Rebels is one of those cards that you need to facilitate, at least to some level. Oh man, this guy is not having a good day. He's like, yes, 7th land. I can finally play this Sphinx. Jesus, that is a massacre. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you enjoyed that round. It was totally fun, and I hope you'll stay with me for the next one. Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to round 3. We are currently 2-0 with our sweet Esper deck. While our deck is slow and like controlling, we do want to make sure we play first because we have a lot of gates, and we can sometimes come out pretty slow. Here we are going to lead with our Twilight Panther, though. Oh, that's disgusting, opponent. He scries 3. That's not fun. Oh man. What? Opponent getting all these advantages. Dang, and we can't really Law Mage's binding that guy either. Shoot. Because they'll just scry 1 every turn and we'll just lose. Oh, this could be rough, boys. Tough decision here on his early scry. 2 to the top. Even scrying 1 to the bottom is still a nice advantage. Watchdog, not really what we wanted here. We just want to draw lands and removal spells. Mortify would be nice. Hint, hint, deck. 1 out of 32 odds here. Ah, the Pegasus. I'm so sad that we aren't going to be able to kill this Sphinx of Foresight. It's just the most sad. Well, that's nice for us. Let's just kill the Pegasus. If you can like kill their creatures when they have a high alert out, you can usually just get a pretty nice amount of value. Because this card doesn't do anything if they have no creatures in play. I am so sad that this thing scries every turn. Oh man, we missed a point of damage. Oh, I'm so sad. That was really bad. I should have just attacked first. There's no way he blocks ever. Okay, we're going to get him a little bit here. He's going to untap. We're going to Law Mage's Binding his guy. Area a Duelist. Yikes. He baited me by like hovering over this multiple times. Not cool, Brohim. Oh no. Wow. That is really bad for me. Wow, he's always scrying to the top. This guy's only scryed one card to the bottom on 5 scries. That does not bode well, shall we say. We're going to try and get him to waste his mana. Yeah, we don't win this game. We can trade our Watchdog for this 3/3. Then maybe draw another Law Mage Binding for the 4/4. Oh, there goes one to the bottom. Ugh. We have enough flyers that it's worth waiting to try and get a double block off. Yeah, we can't win this game. Yeah, that's game. Okay, so he's main decking Justicar's Portal. But his cards are relatively janky. Okay, what do we want against this guy? Definitely don't want Slimebind, that's for sure. Blade Brand is good. More flyers are good. Dead Rebel's probably not that good. Huh. Caracol, not our best choice. Yeah, but Rebels is very slow. Fairy Duelist is tricky because it doesn't do anything when he has High Alert out. It like does literal nothing. And let's cut Twilight Panther. He doesn't seem to have a ton of ground creatures. We are adding Blade Brand, so We'll have still have a decent amount of death touch, but we'll just have a little bit more flying. We will play first. Yikes. This hand is very sketchy. I don't think we can keep it. We don't have enough lands in it. On the draw, I would keep this. Now we kind of have to keep, but we do have a locket and a mortify. No Sphinx. Heck yes. Heck yes. And there's the land. Perfect. Don't quench me, bro. We draw land, and go. Oh, yes. Oh, that's what I like to see. He discarded a hand size. We're back in it, baby. Wow. Okay. Why is he milling me? Does it have to mill me? Target player. No, he should have milled himself. Milling yourself is almost always better. Yeah, I'm glad he got me to find my land. I was so sad because I had to mulligan, but maybe my opponent should have mulliganed. Usually when they discard to hand size, it means you're in good shape. He drew quench? Oh no, thank goodness. Thank goodness he did not. He can't. Don't quench me, man. That's what I always have that feeling. I'm always like, oh no, please no quench. No quenching on me. Da, 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 da. Maybe he has multiple high alerts. Thanks so much, Frank J. Williams, for the subscription. I really do appreciate it. We'll gain some more sweet, sweet life. Ooh, thank you so much for the support. Really does mean a lot. Hello. So now we have lethal next turn. Even if he plays a flying blocker. Yeah, got that W. Let's see if we can get there in game 3. Okay. So Twilight Panther does still seem bad. Knowing that he has the wall kind of makes me want to bring in Dead Revels. Because if he's planning on milling me, then that could be good for me. I'm going to cut Resolute Watchdog. I haven't seen like any removal. There's not really a ton of removal, and his guys are a lot of the time going to just be bigger than mine. No, we have to mulligan. We'll have to keep this, though. Opponent also mulliganed. Definitely putting that on the bottom. Oh, thank God. I'm so happy he doesn't have the Sphinx. Oh, we drew a land, which is garbage, but, you know, you take what you can get. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Well, I suck. I should totally have played a plane so I could play Dovin Security there. That was a little bit of a mistake, but I did still have a 3-drop, which was nice. Oh, please, no. Please, no. Oh, thank God. Nice. The Carrion Imp can gain me life now. Get on my level, opponent. I am going to have to get rid of Archway Angel. Okie-doke, I'll see you later, Frank Williams. Oh, no, he has Quench. Essence Capture, no. Whew, thank God, he does not have it yet. Taking action. As soon as he finds it, I'm screwed. I would probably loot away any card that wasn't high alert if I was him. That's the thing about playing against a deck that has high alert. You're just completely terrified of high alert the entire time. Oh, that was such a good draw. Not only because I can kill this Senate Guild Mage or his Pegasus, probably his Guild Mage. But I don't think it's way too good. I just think it's pretty good. I'm just going to kill this thing right now so that he has a harder time finding high alert. Because if he finds high alert, I'm in pretty big trouble. What? He's gaining life? He has a good card in his hand. He must. Okay, Spirit of the Spires is fine. As long as he does not find high alert. I need to find Mortify, because Mortify can kill high alert. Ooh, that's a card. That's a card. That's a card. And we can get back our thing now. Wow, that was such a good draw, that summary judgment. We can get back our Archway Angel as soon as another one of our creatures dies. Things are looking up, folks. Lawmage's Binding is a sweet draw. We're so lucky he didn't draw high alert this game. Yes! Oh, that's such a good draw. The Bell Haunt of Justice. What do you have in your hand, buddy? Okay, that's fine by me. I can now use my Dead Rebels. Get Bell Haunt and Archway Angel. No attacks. Why would you play the land when you know I have Bell Haunt? Maybe he has another counter spell? So he played his last card, which was a Law Mage's Binding. So he played the island and screwed himself. Okay, no attacks. Next turn we can Law Mage's Binding the Senate Courier or the Spirit of the Spires and start and get in through the air for a little bit of damage. What did he mill? He did not mill our Mortify. So I'm just going to play Syndicate Messenger. Then I'm going to crack this. Attack with, yeah. No attacks. Okay, that's a great draw. Let's just Law Mage's Binding that thing. Get in with our flyers. Okay. So now he's going to double block. Rats. That's good for me. I'm glad I didn't spew off the Depose Deploy. Now he basically can't kill us. We're at 41. We just have to make sure we don't get decked. Okay, that's a problem. We can tap it though. Mortify me. Oh dear. Are we going to get decked? I think we are. So my strategy here is once I draw a removal spell, I can just start getting in with my flyers. I'm going to tap this. Oh, come on, no! So we have 7 cards left. One of them is Mortify. What else do we have? Not a Summary Judgment. I wish we had a Summary Judgment. We have another Law Mage's Binding. So now we'll just start pinging him with this thing, I guess. We can do 12 damage to him with it. Keeping it on top is a bad sign, folks, I will say. That's good for us. Because that just brings us closer to killing him with this thing. Oh man, more scries to the top. No. So he has a double white card? Oh no. Does he have a counterspell? Dang it, I knew he had that counterspell. Shoot. Oh, there goes my Mortify. And I know my bottom card. Wow. Jesus. What a game to lose. That is so frustrating. We were in such good shape, too. Dang it. I decked myself. He milled me for 4, 7, 10. Ugh. Maybe I could have just killed him with Syndicate Guildmage if I'd played this better. Oh well. Arc! That's so bad. That's so bad. Well, getting decked is like... I think my last 3 matches I've lost in this format are just me getting decked. Even if I'd brought in a Clear the Mind, it wouldn't have mattered. I could have brought in Screaming Shield. Ooh, that's not a very good rare. Huh. The problem is, any card I bring in, it might just get milled, and then I'm in the same spot. Well, it happens, but... Oh, that Skyguard was brutal. Oh well. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the draft so far, and we'll battle back in round 4. Hello, and welcome to round 4. We did lose a close one last round, but we have a good hand here. Yeah, I don't think Skyguard's very good just because it dies to everything. I just happened to have my Grotesque Demise got milled and I didn't draw my Mortify. If I'd drawn my Mortify, we would have won that game. Ooh. The Caragol Call beatdowns might commence. We'll start with Caracol. It hits the hardest. Yeah, it does win some games, like when your opponent doesn't have any removals, but there are a lot of cards that can win if your opponent doesn't have removals. Oh my god. Another ill-gotten inheritance. Good thing I basically cannot lose to that card. Unfortunately, we whiffed on our land drop, and our mana's awkward, so we can't Law Mage's Binding this guy. This like leaf has been drifting across the screen. I was like, what is happening? Sure. Sure. Give me an L-A-N-D, land, 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 yay! The Rakdos Rhythm of the Wild deck. What a classic archetype. That was kind of good. I don't think Rhythm of the Wild is very good. It's just hard to take a turn off. You don't usually get enough riot triggers for it to matter. And we're not worried about our life total at all, really. Because we have Carrionium to gain his life. We will draw a land at some point, and it'll be a white source, hopefully, and we can go hero plus law mages. If he plays a Gatebreaker Ram, that would be problematic, but we have a law mage's binding for it. Some sweet, sweet life gain, as they say. Goodbye, cat. I'm surprised he hasn't been activating this to make me discard. No, my Carrion Imp, my hero. This is one of those matches where I like could literally not be like never have played the game and still be in fine shape. Land! No! Just let me win with Grasping Thrill. You're an evil, evil or Syndicate Guild Mage or anything. No. Now he has to block my Twilight Panther. That's funny. Hopefully this can find us a land. Nope. We can't even cast it. Ah! Oh, the pain. Oh my god. His Blade Juggler. He loses if I have a land. He loses if he doesn't have removals. No, because he can't even kill my Syndicate Messengers because they could just make a token. You'd have to have like double Grotesque Mice. Okay, so he's playing Jund stuff. Blade Brand should be good in this matchup. And we will cut We'll cut a Carrion Imp for it, just to get more death touch into our build. They usually have pretty big creatures. Ooh, a solid opener. Whenever I'm wearing this headset, if anyone's seen the movie The Incredibles, there's a scene where Elastigirl is wearing the headset, and she's like, "This is India Golf Niner Niner, over." That's kind of just where my mind goes. Straight to The Incredibles. Well, this is working out nicely. Grasping Thrall into Archway Angel, potentially. And did he miss a land drop? He did. Oh, but he hit one. Good, good. It's going to be a game. It just feels like my opponent isn't playing very powerful cards. That could all change, though. Grotesque Demise. Grotesque Demise. Or Demise. Oh, no, just nothing. Just nothing. Well then, we will play our Syndicate Messenger and our faithful dog, the Doge himself. Oh, man. Well, this game has been interesting so far. Let's get this hero down just so we can start getting value. Those extra 1/1s are going to add up. And now if he plays a creature, we can just Law Mage's Binding it. Like, it uses our mana pretty efficiently. Yeah, we'll protect. The watchdog protect. Oh my god. We're going to depose our own creature to try and find the land so that we can play our Archway Angel. And it also just adds some power to the board. Because we don't really care about making those extra 1/1 flyers. We're going to make a 1/1 from the hero. It just uses our mana better, and we get to play our Archway Angel now. Well, that didn't work out. That is not how we wanted that to go, shall we say. Maybe we should have played around it, but we really had no idea what was going on in my opponent's deck, so not all that concerned. He killed this and this. And we didn't get to use our watchdog. Block. If he has a combat trick, we'll summary judgment him. Aw, what? That's so sad. Oh, the old 2-for-1 Ruski. Oh my gosh, this is disgusting. Unfortunately, we can't sack our Azorius Locket. But we're hitting him for 3, and he's only gaining 1 a turn, so we're essentially have him on a 5-turn clock. And any creature he plays is going to go straight the way of the Law Mage. Wow. That hurt me. I had to trade in my 2/3 for a 1/1. Wait. Yeah, I think that's probably better. I'm not sure. I for some reason I thought I had to sack the creature with greatest power, because I was thinking of the other card. But either way, I'm gonna have 2 power in play. I should have sacked the 1/1. That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, I'm not playing my best right now for some reason. Wow, what the heck, auto tapper? Tapping me out of black mana is just dumb. Aw, you gave my guy Death Touch. That's so nice of you. Does my opponent's deck even have creatures? He played like 3 creatures against me this entire match. Oh, he's on a 3-turn clock. He'll have to sack this at some point. Jesus, what is happening? I would just like a white source so I can sacrifice my Azorius Locket. I mean, honestly, I'm not worried because I have 2 removal spells and like don't see how he can beat me from this spot, but I mean, I guess you could just chain Blade Jugglers or something. That'd be pretty good. Sure. I don't have Dead Rebels in my deck. Swamp is probably my literal worst draw. Oh well. He's going to have to sacrifice this ill-gotten inheritance. Honestly, the most annoying part about ill-gotten inheritance is how many clicks it makes me do. What? Tin Street Dodger as a 2/2. How can I win? We're definitely not using our Law Mages. And he's attacking. Sure. That was a very aggressive attack, I will say. That was like the ultimate aggressive attack. I think I've drawn all of my lowest power creatures. Wow. A cat! Meow. Oh, man. Opponent's thinking he has a couple extra turns, but little does he know that the prowling Caracal will threaten lethal. This locket has been very bad. It won't let me sacrifice it. For value. Yes, we got the W. Ugh. 3-1. Pretty impressive so far. Our deck has just been massacring people. 2 more rounds, potentially. You never know. Anyway, that's going to do it for round 4. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay with me for round 5. Hello, and welcome to round 5. We are going to be playing first. We did make one change. We cut our Caracal for another Carrion Imp, because Caracal has not been performing. I mean, like, it's been doing all right, but we've sided out a lot. And we'll probably side out the extra Carrion Imp a lot, but it's just a very flexible card, so it can just be decent in a lot of matchups. Extra flyers are almost always good. Ah, the Bugler. Thank you, Auto Tapper, for not screwing me. I really do appreciate that one. I should have attacked just first, just in case, but We're just going to get the hero down. We're definitely not grotesque demising this guy. Aww, that wasn't very nice. Not cool, bro. We can't even carry on imp it now. Oh well, we can play our Syndicate Messenger. Not Rakdos Firewheeler. Oh, thank God. Yeah, we'll have to grotesque demise that, probably. Ooh, it even works out nicely. Out aggroing the Rakdos player in the year 2017. I'm not... What the heck? 2019? We went back to way back there. Whew. That was, I don't even know... What? Why did I go to 2017? What set was even legal in 2017? Was it Zendikar? It was Oath of the Gatewatch? It was. Got stuck in the past. Ah, my watchdog could not save you. I wanted to save you. McFly. Oh, I wanted to save you so much. But I could not. Of course. We will take action. We should have attacked first, as usual. Clearly, mistakes are made. Whoa, McFly. Potato skis. Like the... Not like this. Dead Rebels is also a non-bow with Carry-On Imp. So we don't have that many creatures. Some of them are Carry-On Imps. Let's block like that. Even if he has +1/+0 on first strike. Okay, Death Touch. We still have our 2 flyers that are going to be lethal in a couple turns. Maybe that was not a great block, but I'm not worried. We have our flyer squad. Now he has to kill 2 of the flyers. And then we'll still have a couple flyers. Well, that was good. He just wanted some extra info about what was in my deck. He doesn't even know we're playing blue. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so in this matchup, we will want the Caracal. And we don't really need Blade Brand because these guys are small. The Scope of Vampires could be very nice. We haven't sided those in yet, but his deck actually looks like a straight Rakdos deck. So for the one of those, we'll cut a Carry-On Imp. No, we'll cut 2 Carry-On Imps. And now that we have more creatures... Oh no, we'll just run it like this. This is going to be a massacre. It's all about sideboarding, folks. When you have a good sideboard, your deck just gets like 10 times better than your opponent's deck, and you're like, wow, I can't lose now. Okay, I can still lose. Oh, yes. We'll keep the island sandbagged as long as possible, because if we just draw all lands, we can still play this. On curve, I mean. Oh, that is not what you want to see when you play that Prowling Caracal. But we can still block other things with Caracal. My man be gathering goblins. Yeah, like we can block that. Yes! The perfect swamp. I would have said give me a swamp, but I was like still calculating which land I needed. Oh man, that was a good draw. That sick rip off the top. Gaining that life. Giving a good blocker for the burning tree. Opponent deep in the tank. Our hand is pretty solid. Double removal spell. Ooh, another burning tree. Things are looking up, folks. Three cards to three cards. I have a solid board state. Oh, man. Wow. That is not what you want to see, folks. Well, that is a brutal card in mid-range matchups. There's our vampire. Let's just play that. I mean, we want to be able to cast double 3-drop. We should have played it last turn, honestly. We were a bit afraid. For, not really a great reason, I guess. He probably doesn't have multiple carnages. Oh. Well, I'm glad we kept our Law Mage's Binding, I must say. I'm feeling pretty smart right now. Yeah, that is nice to not have to deal with. Oh, multiple goblin gatherings. That's fun. So now he has 5 goblins. We're going to use the deploy half of this. Gain a bunch of life. Give us a nice aerial force to start chipping in. Sure. The cool thing about goblins is they can't attack you if you have like any creature, because like over the long run you'll just outpace them. He has all spells in hand though, which is worrying. I wish I hadn't had to discard my 2 good guys, my good spells. My strong spells. You can feel how I want to yell anytime someone plays the Inheritance. Yeah, my opponent's deck might be a fit for it. You never know. His deck doesn't seem all that aggressive. He hasn't shown us like a single 2-drop, but that is not cool, bro. He's not discarding anything. Let's just make sure that this guy kills him. Oh my god. Okay. Good to know. Oh dear. And now we're dead to any land. That is not what we like to see. Attacking with the 1/1s may have been overly aggressive, I will say. I probably should have assumed he had Burn Bright in his deck. Come on, Acuity. Right off the top. Dovins, Dovins, Dovins. Oh, hello. We're still dead, so we're just going to concede. Dang it. Okay. Well, now we know a little bit more about his plan. Wait, what did I just add to my deck? Did I have 41 cards? Oh, I did. I accidentally clicked Blade Brand. Carry on Imp seems good against him. Just want all the life gain you can get against this type of deck, I think. 1 toughness things are a no-no, so Caracol's out, and 1 of his Scope of Vampires out. But yeah, knowing he's playing a Goblin Gathering deck, you just want more high toughness guys. And I'm on the play now, so the 4-drops are less of a risk. It's a good hand. Crazy has equalized the match at 1-1. Now it's up to Nikolai Bolas on the play to set the pace of the game. That's my British commentator voice. It's one of my favorite voices to use. On the play with an Azorius Guildgate. Pretty strong play. He hits the land drop he needs to curve out perfectly. Just needs a 3-drop now. Viscopa Vampire would probably be his ideal draw here. You never know, though. Lawmage's Binding could be effective. I feel like he's got a Scorch Mark. Is it a Scorch Mark? No! He lets him take the damage. Brutal swing here. Hopefully it's a creature that can be Lawmage's Binding. It is. Just trying to use his mana effectively. Yeah, all his creatures are basically the same. As long as he doesn't have Skargan Hellkite, then I'll be fine. Even if he does have Skargan Hellkite, I can tap it, attack him for 5. And he doesn't have second red. Sure. I think we got him. I can hope. I'm hoping against hope that we got there. Don't give -2/-2 to all my creatures. Okay, Blade Juggler is fine. Yes! Oh, we got the W. He probably had the Hellkite and was just mana screwed. Oh, yes. That's what you get for playing Ill-Gotten Inheritance, bro. Ooh, Novice Knight. Well, we got the win in round 5, which means it's time for the ultimate round 6 challenge. Another 6-round video. Will we get to 5 wins again? I guess you'll have to wait and see. Hello, and welcome to the final round. This will determine if we get to 5 wins, and we have a great opening hand, or a solid one at the very least. We are going to keep it, and our opponent mulliganed. Being represented by Gideon, he's very intense, just like we are. We're going to make sure we play this optimally at all times. No mistakes here. We have our great friend, the Resolute Watchdog. And our opponent is playing a red deck. That's a good sign for us, I think. We have so much life gain in our deck. Any aggressive deck is a good matchup, so I'm hoping he's playing Rakdos. Ooh. Footlight Fiend does not match up well against the Watchdog. Against the Doge. That's a good draw. We'll get the Syndicate Guildmage into play. This is probably a Rakdos matchup. If he plays Swamp and attacks me, I think we have to block with our Watchdog. But then Bladebrand would really wreck us. Ooh, he missed a land drop. No attacks. We don't really want to trade off our Watchdog for the Footlight Fiend because it completely blanks it. Okay, our Watchdog is no longer up. No attack. So we know he doesn't have Bladebrand at this point. We want to get our tap land in case we draw our Angel. Probably don't need to hold up the dog right quite yet. We don't get any life, but he's not pressuring us at all, so we're pretty fine here. And if he plays a big creature, we can use our Syndicate Guildmate plus Summary Judgment to kill it on our turn. He's got a Carrion Imp of his own. Okay. We'll just play our Carrion Imp here. No need to start activating the Syndicate Guildmate before we deployed all of our threats. And now we do have the Watchdog up. And we have a blue mana in case we draw any of our blue spells. He is a bit mana screwed, I think. So he has all spells in hand, which is a problem for us, but we can push through. That's unfortunate, but we only lose one spell, so. And we had to play this Azorius Guildgate, so not the end of the world. We are going to be getting in for 8 damage next turn. He's going to have to start deploying threats at some point, and we just have infinite 2/3 flyers. Hopefully Thopter 1 does not have a Skargan Hellkite, but even if he does, and he plays it this turn, we're going to just win on our next turn pretty much. Hello, Miso82. Thoughts on the London Mulligan and Modern Horizons? Well, the ground creatures don't matter at all, buddy. London Mulligan, I think, is... I'm conflicted. I think it makes Limited a little bit harder overall for, like, new players, because it's just such a huge amount of decisions. Like, you have to make so many extra choices. So, like, if you mulligan to 5 and you have to, like, choose which 2 cards to put on the bottom, it's just, like, kind of punishing. I mean, a lot of the time it's fairly simple what you like, which cards you want. Like, you want your curve out, or you want your strong cards. But, like, I think it's going to be good for Limited, but I really don't like it overall because I think it makes Modern much worse, and all the other constructed formats much worse. So I'm not a huge fan overall. And Modern Horizons, I also am not a fan of Modern Horizons currently. I think the fact that they're going to be printing cards that are just for Modern means that as a company, Wizards is going to be incentivized to print cards that will get played in Modern, and that's going to make the other cards obsolete, and that kind of defeats the purpose of Modern, in my opinion, because a lot of the time when you're printing new cards, they're going to come out with a new Modern Horizons, and they'll make even better cards, and that just kind of power creeps it up. I think a better thing for them to do would be to test it by printing, like, making a set called Modern Horizons and having, like, 150 reprints, bring in 50 cards from Legacy, and then make 50 of their best new cards and try out the new cards. Because then if the cards are too powerful, then you're not, like, completely screwing yourself over. Wow. Yeah. Didn't think I'd see a Bankrupt in Blood, I will say. What is your strat to try and qualify for a Mythic Championship? I'm not currently, like, grinding super hard to qualify for a Mythic Invitational. Which one's that targeting? This guy. Sure, we'll save it with our dog. Not really currently planning that, but if you want to qualify for, it's really not, like, the thing with qualifying for Mythic is if you have a 50% win rate and you play enough matches, you qualify for Mythic, because of the way, like, losing works. So even in Constructed, so if you win and you get up to Gold 1, say, and then you immediately lose, you don't go down any ranking points. So there's, like, no, like, eventually you'll, like, eventually get there, and it works out. Boom, we got there in game 1. GPs, I do go to GPs when they're nearby. I don't really have the funds or, like, motivation to, like, fly somewhere to go to a GP. But yeah, I play in GPs. Prowling Caracol gonna come in. And a Viscopa Vampire. Actually, no, we're not gonna bring those in. Because they're just so bad again. We're gonna cut Bladebrand though. We'll cut Bladebrand for Prowling Caracol, even though it's really bad against the 1/1. Maybe we would rather have the Scope of Vampire. Yeah, let's try the Viscopa Vampire. I was a fan of the Empty Journal Eternal idea, basically a non-reserved list legacy format, like legacy format with the modern bands as well. I don't think they're gonna get rid of the reserve list. I think that it, like, breaks their contract, kind of, like, because they said they weren't gonna reprint them, even though everyone kind of wants them to. I'm gonna keep this hand. I mean, I'm not, like, actively trying to qualify, so GPs are not really great EV when you're just, like, living your life trying to do stuff. I should have played my Orzhov Guildgate there. That was a mistake. Now, though, I'll get my Azorius Gelgit into play. I can't block this anyway. Oh, non-reserve list. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. So he's missing land drops. We're just going to throw out a Law Mage's Binding. It might seem spewy, but we have a bunch of 4-drops to play, and we're not going to have time to play a Law Mage's Binding. And we're just going to be taking 4 damage a turn. And he's missing land drops, so... No! Grotesque Demise? No. 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 We'll trade these off. That'll gain us some life from our Carrion Imps. Force of Will is kind of like, I think, a legacy card. Like, that's kind of what makes Legacy Legacy, in my opinion. I am doing very well, Mizo Mizo. I'm having a great time. Stream has been getting pretty good number of viewers, like more than I've ever had, like on average, pretty much, which I think is mostly from the success of my YouTube channel. And my YouTube is growing, which I'm really liking. We don't really need to attack in. I mean, if we trade, it would probably be fine for us. But we'll just gain back the life that we're losing anyway. Like, I don't really want to have to not play anything on my turn just so these things can trade. And we aren't going to block because we'll just win the race. Thanks to our life gain. We have like 2, 4, 8 points of life gain in our hand. We'll let these trade off. Or if he wants to shoot our flyer, we'll let that happen. He can only kill one or the other. Sure. Sweet home Alabama all summer long. All the life gain. Archway Angel's just going to win us the game when we play it. Gonna be great. And next turn we'll hold back with Twilight Panther probably so that it can trade with the Grudion. Oh, another gate. Nice. Opponent's probably like, wow, my opponent would be so dead if they hadn't gained like 10 life. Yeah. We have lethal in the air next turn. And we're at 15. Opponent's been doing his best, but he's mana screwed, and I've gained so much life. 2, 4, 6. So much life gain. Looks like chat was correct to have faith in me. We're going to go up to 18. Opponent will have done 2 damage to us. That's the benefit of drafting a mid-range deck with a ton of life gain, is that you basically can't lose to aggro decks. Aww. I mean, now we get to gain our 6 life and really kind of laugh at our opponent, which is kind of what I wanted to do. Since his discard spell is Carnage, we're just going to play our land, so we only have to discard 1 card. And now we can play our Locket and activate it on the same turn. Yes! We got the W! Oh, man. Another maximum win run on the old MTG Arena. That's my 5th one in a row. Feels so good, man. Okie doke. Anyway, if you are watching this on YouTube and you made it all the way to the end of the video, say hashtag max wins in the comments section down below to let me know you made it all the way to the end. It's always really cool to see which people make it to the end, because I mean the videos are super long when you win all of your matches, so, or all but one. So leave a hashtag max wins in the comments. Also, just let me know what you thought of the deck, what you thought of the plays. If you want to catch me streaming live, you can find me on twitch.tv/NikolaiBolas. Be sure to follow there, and also subscribe to the channel to get YouTube channel to get updates whenever I post new content. Let's open our packs to see what we got. We're just farming these leagues so good. And ooh, Nikya, nice. Getting that Nikya of the old ways. Tome. I've had some good experiences with that card in Limited. Another Tome. We're just toming it up. Hero. I like Hero. Hero's good. And Ravnica. Ravnica. Ooh, we got a rare wild card. Another Tome. Triple Tome action. Maybe I'm just getting close to collecting all the rares. Swings of the Guild pack just got wrecked today. And then Biomancer's Familiar. Well, anyway, that is going to do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys soon.